One thing I love about the NBA is just how unpredictable it can be. Throughout the long season, players and teams have an opportunity to show you the changes they made in order to take the next step. Today we'll talk about 5 players who have made this leap. The first player who I believe has made a meaningful leap this season is Toronto Raptors forward Scottie Barnes. In the 2022-2023 season, Scottie Barnes averaged around 15.7 rebounds and 5 assists on 52 true shooting percentage, which is around 6% below his positional average. There are many people last year who called Scottie Barnes a bust after he didn't show any real meaningful improvements in his game, and I have to truly admit that after last year I wasn't really the biggest fan of Scottie Barnes myself. So far this season, he's averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists on 61 true shooting percentage, which is a major improvement. However, I believe his improvements this season go way beyond the stat sheet. I think some of his most evident improvements in his game is just how comfortable he looks and how he's getting to his shots with amazing efficiency. All around, Scottie's offensive game just looks way improved. This season, the Raptors are using Scottie Barnes as more of a point forward, which I give credit to their new coach for doing. It also seems that the Raptors have made more of an effort to get buckets in transition, which I believe lends itself to Scottie's game. However, it's really fascinating the improvement Scottie Barnes has made in his half-court offense. There have been times throughout the season where Scottie Barnes has came off a dribble handoff and shot a pull-up 3. Him being more aggressive as a shooter has opened up his ability to attack closeouts and use his large frame to finish at the rim with contact. He's also been extremely solid at attacking and posting up mismatches, which allows him to use his height in order to finish through and over defenders. The next player who I believe made a leap is 76ers guard Tyrese Maxey. With the recent turmoil in the 76ers organization, they were looking for someone to take the next step, and Tyrese Maxey did exactly that. I think the main reason Maxey has surprised a lot of people is purely due to the fact that the 76ers entrusted him with a larger role. Last year, his production was hindered by Harden, who was a ball-dominant guard. This led to Tyrese Maxey being regarded as a third option and often receiving less touches. However, this year Harden is gone and Maxey has been showing why he belongs as a lead guard for years to come. With Maxey, the flashes have always been there, and this year he's had the opportunity to capitalize on these flashes. Maxey has an all-around offensive game, with one of his most impressive attributes being his speed. Maxey is a shooting threat, shooting above 40% from the 3 in his last NBA season. He's able to use his speed and craftiness to get into the mid-range and probe defenders. This craftiness also allows Maxey to finish in a variety of ways, including floaters and crafty layups, which is essential when you are a guard of his size. The third player who has turned heads this season is former laughingstock of the NBA, Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks is a former Memphis Grizzlies player who was not brought back after his less than stellar playoff run last season. However, this year he has changed the way people view him in NBA circles. This started when the Houston Rockets signed him to a 4-year, $86 million contract in the offseason. When this contract was signed, many people scratched their head and wondered what value Dillon Brooks could bring to a franchise that would warrant this contract. This year, he has proved that he is truly worth this contract. Brooks has always been a high-intensity, high-motor, defensive-oriented player when he entered the league. This skill set was a perfect fit for the Rockets organization, who severely lacked in this department. However, in his stint with the Rockets, Dillon Brooks has been able to shed the defensive specialist stereotype and evolve into a player who so far this season has been an above-average offensive player, shooting 56% from the 3 on around 4 attempts a game. While these percentages are sure to go down, he is doing all of this while still being a good defensive player and a much-needed veteran presence in the Houston Rockets locker room. The fourth player that I believe is having a breakout season is Cam Thomas. If you were watching the Brooklyn Nets last season, you know that he would go on spurts of 30-point games, then there would be long stretches where he couldn't even crack the rotation in Brooklyn. Similarly to Maxey, I believe the reason Cam Thomas has had such a great season is purely due to his opportunity. The Brooklyn Nets have been injured to start the season, which has propelled Cam Thomas into the starting lineup. And in his time as a starter, he has been nothing short of amazing. Out of the Nets' last 5 games, Cam Thomas has scored over 25 points in 3 of them. Thomas is one of the best tough shot makers in basketball and a complete 3-level scorer. Thomas thrives in mid-range, using his shiftiness with the ball in order to create small amounts of space between him and his defender. He's also a phenomenal finisher around the basket, possessing skills similar to that of Kyrie Irving. Although Cam Thomas isn't the most deadly 3-point shooter in the league, he has the ability to knock the long ball down in order to keep defenses honest. The last player that I believe made a leap this year is none other than Pistons center Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren is a sophomore center, averaging 14 points and 11.5 rebounds on the season. In the Detroit system, Duren is often used as a roller. However, what sets him apart is his physical prowess. He is measured at 6'10", 250 pounds, and has a build that resembles Dwight Howard. Although he's that big, it doesn't stop him from being incredibly agile for his size, which allows him to roll to the basket relatively quickly. His freaky athleticism allows him to finish at the basket with power while still being a consistent lob threat in the pick and roll. His large frame also allows him to finish over defenders, which can be particularly useful when there is help dropping to stop him from finishing at the basket. One of the qualities that sets him aside from other traditional bigs is that when in the short roll, he has the ability to read a defense and make split-second decisions that allows him to pick apart the defense with his passing. If you feel there's any other players that I missed that impressed y'all this season, comment them down below, and please don't forget to like and subscribe as well.